she basically told Penny, like, I'll do whatever you want. And Penny's like, you don't always have to do what I want. Like, you can do whatever you want. And she's like, well, I always told myself that if I ever got friends, that I would just do whatever they wanted me to do because I didn't expect to ever get friends. Yeah. And then she's like, well, don't be like that. Just do whatever you want. She's like, can we go to this quilt festival? She's like, okay, well, maybe not.
Like, not everything you want.
Yeah. All right. We are live.
Hey!
Welcome to the... Michael's turned into a whiteboard.
We starting?
I think so. I don't know. Do I start the show? Do you start the show from a distance, echo voice?
Does the show
to be honest with you, it's one of you guys need to start the show and do the whole
Welcome to the Heyyy Show. We would like your highly invested value of money given to us to enhance our show to a higher level.
If your money's not already invested in cheese bread futures from Walmart, that's a callback.
Yeah.
That's a callback.
Then please invest in us.
Boy, cheese bread future.
Cheese bread first. Second.
That actually reminds me of what does he say? He goes, I got my money tied up in boiled denim.
Yeah.
Milk steak.
Fight milk.
All right. Ronnie.
Yes.
First segment is you.
All right.
It is how good is your BS game? And then we are getting on to something else.
Hate this game.
I hate these.
I suck. You're good at them.
I hate them.
It is literally like the fan favorite. It is what
the
everyone
6
loves.
fans that we have?
Yes, all 6 of them say that this is their favorite.
It makes me so nervous.
It makes me shit the bed.
So I did reach out, and I will give them a shout out when we're done here, but I don't want to give them a shout out now just in case it might give it away. So this today is a 2-part question, and who went first last time?
Brandon always goes first.
Yeah, I think Brandon always goes first.
All right.
No.
I don't know.
I
think you guys made me first, and I choked a little bit because I was like cockhole covers.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that's what it was.
Because I think
So
Brandon went first the first time,
Correct.
and
Then
it
you
was
went
like, well, you got to go first, so.
All right, so Brandon's first again.
Okay.
So today is a 2-part question. I'm going to ask you this item and then ask you a follow-up question. So, Brandon, could you give me everything you know about stripping columns?
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, a stripping column is just some pole that's in the middle of a room for these skank ladies to dance on.
Okay.
But it's a little thicker than a pole. It's a column.
Right.
So.
Now,
that's for the
these
bigger
are for
ones.
the bigger ladies.
Well, the smaller ones can still, maneuver their way
more arm
around it,
strength.
but yeah.
And
It requires a harness for
right, of course it does.
Column. Stripping.
When you have to repack the stripper,
That's a tough one.
what's the best way to do that?
Well,
FedEx.
first you want to drug them. Then probably a lot of bubble wrap, a wooden crate, a few nails, and a shipping container.
Well, that's
Stack 3, 4 of them up
4
in the container on the ship. Send them on their way.
Good. That's great. All right,
I
Chad.
agree.
So first off, can you tell me what a stripping column is?
Well, no. Am I supposed to come up with my own now?
This is the game that we've played twice now. This is
Okay.
the 3rd time. Yes, that is how this works. This is a competition.
Oh, you did cockholes and I did cockholes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, get wrecked, nerd.
I guess instead of making fun of you, I should have been thinking about stripper columns.
Yeah. So, to your best knowledge, what is a stripper column?
Well, a stripper column.
Stripping column. excuse me.
Stripping column.
Yeah.
Is, when people come into the house and they start building the columns inside the house,
Mhm.
it's the guy that comes in and strips the column down so that he can finish it with a nice, pretty layer so it actually looks like it's prestigious.
Nice. And
Wish I knew
how do you
anything.
repack the stripper?
The stripper or the
Mhm.
stripping column?
Yeah.
How do I pack the stripping column?
I said what I said.
Well, you said how to repack the stripper. We already figured out how to pack the stripper. This is a stripper column, so we're going to clearly have to get a few guys to come in. They're fairly heavy,
Guys
so
that come in?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not the stripper. Stay focused. This is a stripping column, Brandon. It's in the house.
Mhm.
It adds decor to the house. But you're going to have at least 4 guys come in. They weigh about 200 pounds.
Mhm.
So you're going to at least have to make sure that
That's a lot
you
of column.
nicely take the column out by removing the screws and making sure that you tip it sideways. You don't scratch the ceiling or the floors while you're
Right.
doing this. Shimmy it out. It takes 4 guys, and then you remove the column from the house.
shimmy.
Very good. Nice. Well, that was very informational, and I thank you so much for
Yeah.
that. So, would you guys like to know that you were both very wrong, but
Well, no shit. If he was right, I was gonna shit the bed.
and that went exact opposite how I thought it would go. I thought it would be flipped. I thought for sure.
I
Chad would
blanked
talk
so
about
hard. I was like, I gotta take the easy
You took
path.
the easy path.
That
Yeah.
happens, man.
So
I've been
Austin
there.
Gruber gave me this one. He
Oh,
works at
okay.
ADM, and
What's
a
ADM?
ADM is it's a plant up in Decatur.
Yeah, that smells like shit.
Cool.
So a stripping column is used to remove hydrogen sulfide from incoming crude oil for extraction for the extraction
That was
facility.
my next.
Yep. And,
Yeah, that's my guess all the way.
And
I just knew I had to go with something stupid.
and I don't know actually how to pack a stripper, but he said the funniest thing was he likes to hear the maintenance guys talk about how they have to repack the stripper. So.
All right.
So thank you, Austin, for that. That was really good.
That's good.
I think Chad won that one.
I feel like he did
I
too.
think I did too, yeah.
I feel like he did better.
That was
And I mean,
closer.
even with us all trying to throw him off, I mean, he was on
I
his
like
game.
it whenever you were like, I said what I said.
I said
that was, yeah, that was good.
that was really good. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, and you are all welcome because that was gold, and we're not going to top that.
All right.
Yeah, ball. All right, so I just realized that all of your pieces can't be the same. So I just thought of that. So Brandon, your cup is going to be your piece.
Good.
Chad, your coaster is going to be your piece. And Ronnie, your cup's going to be the piece. Now, we all know with the trial meter, okay, we're going to have a trial meter. Everyone's going to start out in the middle. We're all going to be unbiased.
Okay.
All right? But pretty much Ronnie,
We're a very unbiased team.
Yeah.
pretty much Ronnie
Happy
Brandon's
strippers.
pretty much going to decide this one, see who's right, okay?
Okay.
So, we are having the trial of Chad Hawkins. Obviously, I'm the prosecutor. I operate in bird law.
Innocent.
And Chad is the defendant. Because Chad has levied the accusation, my good friends, that wrestling is unrealistic.
I never said that.
We have evidence, Chad, that you've watched 2 wrestling videos and been
really?
on your
that
phone.
wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah, it's unrealistic.
Okay. Now I just want hold on a second. Give me 1 second.
That wrestling.
That wrestling, professional wrestling, is unrealistic, sir. Right?
Yes.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. All right. Good. So, not only today am I going to prove that wrestling is realistic, but I'm also going to prove
First,
silly of a
define
com-
realistic.
how silly of a comment.
You'll have
This
time. This is
yeah.
his opening
Okay.
argument.
This is the prosecution.
Who's the
I
judge?
apologize.
Me and Brandon.
just explain this.
He said what he said.
And Brandon. So, they're in the trial meter, of course. Brandon and Ronnie's going to be completely objective. They're going to, if you vote for me, you're going to be on the left towards Ronnie. If you vote for Chad, you're going to be on the right. That's pretty much
Because
how
it's the right side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
So, first and foremost, to combat this slander against wrestling, I just went right straight to the source, Chad. The Fast and Furious franchise. Now, we've all seen these movies that have fast cars, beautiful women, exotic locations, and more importantly, nitrous oxide. Because it goes through our veins, Chad. Now, Rock, Flag, and Eagle, Chad. Every red-blooded American in the United States loves these movies. In fact, I have a statistic for you. Every time one of these movies comes out, speeding tickets go up. 100%, because they're watching the movie. They're like, man, I'm going to be just like Dom, and I'm going to go out there and start street racing.
Chirps
And
and
you-
ears.
Exactly. Rock, Flag, and Eagle, Chad. So, I'm going to go ahead and not bury you today. And I'm not going to talk about the Fast and Furious franchise. Because then we'd have to ignore all of these things I'm about ready to list. Okay?
He's so prepared. Why didn't you prepare for this?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, come on.
I read the script.
When you get a subpoena, you know that you're coming to court. Okay? This is
Yeah.
this is the trial right now.
You're right.
Be more prepared next time.
You're absolutely right, sir.
The 26-mile long runway in Fast 6. That's correct. A mathematician of some sort did these statistics on how fast the cars were going and how long that runway would go. And that runway was 26 miles. So we have to ignore that. Ignore it. Shaw becomes a part of the family even though he killed Han and tried to kill everyone else. The next movie, they're good. We ignore that. Let's ignore it. Let's move past. Let's plow through.
Plow through.
Exactly.
I like where you're going.
Dom abandons Letty, but preaches about family. Didn't think about that one, did you?
No, sir, I did not.
Dom just like, he's like, all the time, it's the family, the family. And then he's like, you know what, my wife I'm married, fuck her. I'm gonna go get someone else. I don't know her name, but they had a baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
True.
speaking of, Dom leaves Elena with a kid, but he's all about family. Ignore. Just keep moving past. Brian sneaks back into the U.S. in Fast 6 to go to prison to talk to a guy.
Am I supposed to argue now or in a minute?
No,
Are we
no,
still
no.
on wrestling?
Just saying. Now, I remember the last match I showed was, it was the
Orange
great
Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy, who wrestles with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Jeans.
Yeah.
But he didn't leave his woman with a child. And he damn sure didn't preach about family and then abandon his wife. Anyways, I'll keep going. In one of the Fast and Furious movies, it was called The Fast and Furious, Dom gains the detective vision like in The Dark Knight. Yes, you can go back and rewatch this. He literally, it goes to like where he can see like heat vision and stuff in his mind. And he sees exactly where the tire tracks go off and exactly where the wreck happened.
Yeah.
No context, nothing. No cow. Just he gets this vision.
No cow.
Yeah, just big cow and nothing like
Cowless.
that, Chad. The safe in Brazil. Do I even need to talk about that?
I would like to hear it.
Well, they hook up to of course, a Dodge Charger. They hook up.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to be a lawyer one time in my life.
You're
Anyway,
good
so
at it.
they hook up this safe. They start just going all around Brazil, destroying everything. And with a Dodge Charger, they're pulling a safe that, people can walk into. It'd be like this safe.
Yeah.
Driving around.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's still wrestling unrealistic.
Yep.
It's American muscle.
Dom beat Shaw in combat because the street always wins. Now remember, Shaw was a black operative that was the #1 assassin in the world, but Dom with a wrench beats him in combat.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Shaw beats The Rock in combat.
Yeah.
Did you know that in the Fast and Furious franchise, Vin Diesel has a point system to go with how many points in combat somebody hits him. So he has to, in the movie, the end result has to be that he's tougher than everyone else in the movie. That's a true story.
That is true.
Yeah.
They beat a submarine,
Yeah. Are you
a
done?
nuclear submarine. No, we're not even in the trial yet. We're just,
Oh.
this is the stuff we're ignoring, Chad.
Oh, okay.
We're ignoring that wrestling is unrealistic.
Okay.
Okay, we're ignoring this part. And last but not least, a car goes to fucking space.
That part was real.
Elon
That was
Musk
the
did
best
it.
part.
Now, that leads me to my evidence.
Okay.
And that is, that movie takes place with a little guy named, from your favorite Fast and Furious, what's his name?
Paul Walker? Who, what?
Chad,
Your favorite one.
your favorite one.
Tokyo Drift.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
What's
what
your
about?
favorite character's name?
I don't know his name.
Jesus Christ, what is going on?
Is that like the hillbilly
Sean!
kid?
Yeah, Sean!
Yeah.
Sean! That leads us to Sean because Sean and Lil Bow Wow
Yeah.
make a fucking rocket to go to space.
Yeah.
Now
That's
we're ignoring that part. We're just acting like that. None of this stuff happened.
But
It
shit,
happened.
We are
It's on
just
video.
with evidence.
On video.
We are just with evidence attacking Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Now see, Brandon, you're probably gonna ask me. You're in the jury right now. You're gonna be like, Michael, why did you just ignore all of that really silly stuff? Why are you making this harder on yourself to just attack the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, why?
The answer is because the evidence will show that Chad Hawkins is wrong. Just with this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, do you have any rebuttal to any of that? I'll give you a second.
Well, kind of.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I agree with everything you said,
Okay.
Because it really happened, because it was on video.
but I just want to explain to you, sir.
Okay.
Okay? 100% of what you said was correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The Fast and Furious, just like wrestling, is fucking fake.
It's correct.
So they're both fucking fake. They're both
Okay.
videos.
But one of them is an accepted viewing habit of you, and the other one is not. Correct?
Well, one of them is a movie that I know that I'm gonna watch and is fake, and the other people believe is actually real moves.
I'm glad you said that.
That-
Believe. That's an interesting
that
word.
would actually not be put on to actually hurt anybody, but to entertain people.
Interesting that you use the word believe. Dare I say, a leap of faith?
Go on.
Okay, all right. I'll take it. All right. So, today we're just going to go over the leap of faith that this is going to be semi-realistic. Because wrestling is far from realistic. I mean, it's unrealistic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to just attack the plot of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Evidence 1. Oh, I knew that was going to happen, man. All right. Well, we all know what it says. So I'll
Put it in that clipper.
That's what, well, it fell off. That's the
Well, you have to. It's not actually getting in the clipper. Like, oh.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay. I knew it was gonna fall off because I tried to get the word. Now
There
I
you
can
go.
get it'll stick. But I'll still try to do it. I can't do it so dramatic though, so I apologize. I have a nice tape. All right, moving. Now, this is the scene where Sean moves into Tokyo with his father.
Okay.
Now, Chad.
Chad confirmed that Exhibit A is acceptable.
I guess.
Jury, so we're good. We know this is part of the movie.
Okay.
I'm gonna read exactly what the setup is here. Sean went through a drag race, correct?
Yes.
It wasn't a drifting.
He actually went through a couple houses.
Exactly, through an
Yeah.
empty construction.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking stupid.
Yeah, an empty construction yard. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. An empty construction yard in the middle of the day where they're building houses, but for some reason on that day, a school
No
day,
one was there, yeah.
nobody was there.
It's fucking dumb. Just like
I don't know. But anyway, so Sean does this illegal street race. Now, I have a real quick question. In that story, was there any drifting?
Nope. Well, you know, kind of. I mean, he did kind of like cut an angle a little bit, come through the
Drifting's not...
but not really.
But drifting's not turning.
Almost as fake as wrestling being a real submission art.
Drifting's not turning, though. Okay, so anyways.
He does blast through the house, cut the angle, and he lines up beside him pretty amazingly. Almost better than the guy having the most bullshit choke that's not realistic
Still
ever.
not drifting, though, with the jury.
It's more
agreeing.
drifting than the fucking rear naked
Oh,
chokes that
hold on.
happen
But
in wrestling.
jury, real quick on the cut by
Order! Order! Order!
That's why you're a good judge and bailiff. All right. So, anyways,
You got to
so
give the guy some hope. I understand.
We
Judge.
have.
He's taking
to
a
agree.
fake movie series and
Was
comparing it
there
to a fake
drifting?
wrestling.
Was there drifting in the construction zone?
I would say there was 2 points of wrestling. Here's what I'm going to ask you. Was there actually any real fucking submission ever in wrestling?
Sir, I don't know if you know how trials work and stuff like this, but we're on this. So, was there any drifting?
You have to wait for the
Answer the question,
in-
please.
Does it ever
construction
rest?
yard?
Yes, it does.
Was there any drifting?
Yeah, drifting's where you pull the e-brake and you slide and stuff. I didn't see any of that. I might be hazy, but
Yeah, okay, let's say no.
okay, all right, I'll take it. All right, so to escape his charges for destroying this,
Just so you know, you're right on all this shit. So we can end the prosecution.
Hold on, you'll have your time. Give me 1 second here, sir. To escape the charges, he escapes to Tokyo. Now, I have a question for you, Mr. Hawkins. Is Japanese?
I mean, I didn't really get to look up his heritage online thing, so I don't know if there'd be like a 1% Japanese factor in there, but I'm assuming no.
I apologize. I'm so sorry, Mr. Hawkins. Of course. Did he have the citizenship of a Japanese person?
I would assume no.
Oh, I'll take it. All right. So no, he doesn't. So he moves with his dad, who's a military man stationed in Tokyo, which doesn't make any sense because they don't live in Tokyo. But whatever. We'll gloss over that part.
Okay.
And to get rid of those charges, he just moves in with his dad. Not a Japanese citizen, though. So my question to you, Mr. Hawkins, is, Chad, I'm not a lawyer, but I assume you don't get to move to another fucking country to escape charges in Japan unless you're fucking Japanese.
I agree. I think it would almost have to be fake.
Yeah. But wrestling's the unrealistic.
Yeah, there's a difference between
All right,
fake and
so-
unrealistic.
I even did the sign. Bam! Fake!
The whole fucking movie's fake.
All right.
Exhibit B.
Exhibit B. Technology. Now, we're going to ignore the parts of the
It's a
movie.
sick cell phone.
No, we're going to ignore the parts of the movie where, they're drifting around mountains and stuff like that, even though from what I read online, drifting doesn't even work. But we're going to ignore that portion. Chad, what year did Tokyo Drift come out?
I don't know, but it would definitely have been the early 2000s.
Very good. 2006 is the exact date.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Hawkins, on Exhibit B here, do you see the cell phones that are in the exhibit?
Yes.
What era of time do you think those would be?
I think they're close.
Yeah, very good. I actually agree with that. They very much are of 2006 technology. But there's one
I don't think it
problem.
would have been video.
No, there's video. I remember videos on those little, flip phones. The actual date of the film in the Fast and Furious universe is 2015 because Shaw kills Han in the movie.
Okay.
So, is that a 2015 cell phone?
No.
It's not.
It's almost fake.
Brandon, dare I say you have to take a leap of faith
Yeah.
to ignore that a rear naked choke by Orange Cassidy isn't exactly put on by like a professional. You kind of have to, Mr. Putnam,
Be unrealistic.
have a leap of
Fake.
faith.
Hey, don't take sides with him.
And
I was just asking the jury. So this leads me to obviously the part where Shaw kills Han. This, however, ignores two things. Number one, all of the cars' model years are 2006s. So why are all these rich Japanese people driving 2006 version cars when it's 2015?
Probably because the cars were better back in the day. Clearly, why are they all driving 90s cars now?
Second portion of this, does anybody remember the plot line, the little Bow Wow in that movie?
Yeah, he's selling some sneakers and shit and side hustling.
Yeah,
and
exactly. In fact, Mr. Hawkins, he sold a. He gets in a fight for selling a 9-year-old broken iPod? Mr. Putnam, do we still have iPods in 2015?
No.
Well, dare I say, could this be. Fake? I'll move on
you could say it's fake.
to my last exhibit.
Shit, I said the whole fucking movie.
Now this is part. This is my last submission to the
Piece de
jury.
resistance.
Yes. Now, who are these two members of the Fast and Furious universe? Can't do my Charlie Day voice long enough. It's hard.
Han and Sean.
Yeah, Han and Sean.
Han Sean.
They're in a car,
They're-
driving around, having fun, being teenagers in Japan, drifting.
I don't
But
think
the-
Han was a teenager.
There's a couple problems with this, though, and I'll exhibit them real quick. Brandon, what's the age that you drive in Japan?
I don't know, but I would venture 16.
It's a good guess, Mr. Putnam. Do you know?
I do not know either.
It's
Mr. Hawkins, this is your movie, so
19.
19. That's a good guess. 18.
Okay.
So, these are at least 18-year-olds in high school. Okay. Most start driving and owning cars at the age of 20, but they still need permission from their parents. So, but this is the part where I don't
These are
understand
really good
it.
law-abiding citizens.
But now, Mr. Hawkins, when you told me, I don't remember exactly right, but I remember you admitted that in the construction zone there was no drifting.
Yeah, you are correct.
Straight on race, right? Which
Well,
we all
it's
agree.
definitely not a straight-on race.
We'll all agree that it's different than drifting around mountains, right?
I mean, yeah.
But yet, Han, for some reason, lets this white kid just take his really expensive car and destroy it, even though Sean admits he doesn't know anything about drifting. Does that seem like something reasonable?
Nope, sounds stupid as fuck.
Oh my god.
Man. So, when Shibata was sitting on the ground letting Kyle O'Reilly kick him, is that any more unrealistic than, I don't know, a gaijin coming to Japan and then just starting doing drifting races?
No, they're both pretty unrealistic.
Okay, I'll take it. So, last.
A gaijin, yeah. So good.
So, now this doesn't totally, this ignores one other thing though. In the Fast and Furious universe, he takes Sean under his wing to teach him everything, but yet we later find out Han is distrustful of people and keeps them at a distance. Do we all remember the plot line of Gal Gadot and Han?
No.
He wanted her, but he doesn't totally trust her. So my question is, after she dies, she totally trusts this gaijin kid and just gives him a car and says, hey, start drifting, buddy. Now, Mr. Hawkins, I just want to make sure that we understand. Let's make sure that this is a scenario that you would play out. So this is a real question. Go ahead and take it how you want. It would be like Shane walking into Jiu-Jitsu class and Chad saying, you know what? I like the cut of your gym. I'm going to put you in the All Valley tournament with the gym up for grabs. If you lose, I lose my gym. It's kind of like what Han did with Sean. Now, is that realistic?
Nope, that'd be pretty stupid.
I'll take it. Fake.
You are correct. The movie's fake and all parts of those are fake.
Now, of course, I'm not unreal. Yes, I did that part. She messed that up. I'm not going to make any I'm going to give you time opportunity to talk and defend yourself. But right now, the trial meter for Brandon and Ronnie are in the middle. So, we'll go ahead and give it a quick update on where we at on the trial meter. You can go to the left, or you can go towards Mr. Hawkins.
And Chad's gonna have his time.
He's going to have his time,
here.
of course, yeah.
Okay.
So, let's see where... oh, shit, we're on the left. Brandon.
This is Chad. This is Michael.
Yeah.
And are you judging off Fast and Furious being unrealistic or professional wrestling being unrealistic?
I am only attacking your comment that wrestling is unrealistic and that it's not good watching because of the unrealism. Oh. So,
My turn?
your turn.
Okay, Michael. I think you did a really fantastic job at all of this. I think you actually did an incredible job.
I did.
I think that you proved yourself very, very well
Agree.
at making Fast and Furious seem unrealistic.
This part's fake.
I mean, 100% that series is fake and bullshit. And it is entertaining, just like professional wrestling to some people. I see where some people would find professional wrestling very entertaining. Is professional wrestling fake, Michael?
Oh, absolutely.
And is it pliable whatsoever in the world in any way? If you were to get into a real fight to defend yourself, to be able to protect yourself or your family or your daughters if they didn't train, Would you train wrestling or any other martial art on the planet? Professional wrestling, not wrestling. Because we clearly know if you actually trained wrestling, Michael, you could probably defend yourself. But you watch. Now, hold on, Michael. It's my turn. So, I just want you to understand. We had a guy came into the gym. What was his name?
We can't never remember his name.
He wouldn't let me
even
do
on a
banana
Sunday.
split.
I don't know if you knew him.
He wouldn't
Not
let
the
me do
professional wrestler guy.
Oh.
The other one that we made fun of, Hunter Haas.
Okay.
You know? That's the guy that watches professional wrestling. Okay? You got plenty of those Americans out there that, professional wrestling. But, you know, when they go out or they come in the gym to train for the first time, we all know how that goes. They're clearly not defending their family in a time of crisis, right? Which would be pretty unrealistic to think that you could watch professional wrestling and then apply that and save your family in a life or death situation. Your wife is being attacked and you watch professional wrestling. So you clearly know you see red and you can defend yourself. You go to defend yourself and what happens, Michael? Clearly you realize that you're not that strong and you really don't have that ability to save your family. Your family gets attacked and you have to watch them die. And then you go to prison, Michael. And now you have to professionally race around a track to try to defend your honor and find the man who killed your family.
That's
Let me
Death
tell
Race,
you.
Wrong movie.
I know.
Okay.
So, but Judge, please don't be biased. So, I just want you to understand, Michael,
Just trying to get the
okay,
facts
that professional wrestling is unrealistic for doing anything except for the same thing Fast and Furious does, which is entertain somebody and is complete bullshit.
Well, he cracked my argument straight open. But wait, one more second, Mr. Hawkins. I'm confused on one little. If you clear it up, then I'll accept my defeat. Were we talking about wrestling was realistic, or were we talking
You're talking about being unrealistic.
We were talking about it being silly to watch because it is unrealistic.
No, we're talking about being unrealistic.
Because I remember that when we first started this journey,
I never said if you go back to the shows that it wasn't entertaining for some people. Clearly, it's entertaining, just like Fast and Furious is entertaining to some people. But it doesn't make it real.
But when did I argue it was real?
Doesn't matter. Your point.
That's the key there. I never argued it was real. I argued that the merit of entertainment is the same for professional wrestling as the Fast and Furious. And that just because the Fast and Furious is a huge entertainment vehicle doesn't mean that it's more valid in realism than professional wrestling.
Well, if your case is to prove that something is entertaining and that makes it realistic, then I guess there's no way to, because it's your opinion and somebody else's.
You're changing the question.
But as far as what I've said from day one, the realism is not there.
All right.
Oh, okay, so final decision. We'll let our audience decide and we'll see. I'll give you guys an out. There's only 2 judges, so I'm gonna just go in the middle.
Just go in the middle.
That's kind of where I was leaning towards. Yeah, I'm gonna move this bad boy right here. Middle.
Brandon's throwing you the fuck out because it's not real.
Well, clearly, based on the arguments, neither of them are real. I don't even know what we're deciding now.
The argument has changed 6 different times.
He muddied it so he could win the argument.
Sounds like it sounds like you manipulated my original point and you put a little spin on it so that you could get a win.
If you want Chad to win.
You have to ask yourself if you knew from the beginning when the argument even was created what it was about, not about whether it was real or because we knew that it's a show.
Make it real on this because
We
I
knew-
already picked out a part.
We
when he
knew
said
that
this.
wrestling, just like Fast and Furious, when you brought up the argument, was it's entertaining, but it's not realistic. But you wanted to put a spin and manipulate the subject so that you could get a win. But the whole term was wrestling's not realistic from a real life standpoint. That was what started the whole
Okay,
conversation.
so when you watch, as a professional grappler, when you watch professional wrestling, it irks you. I wonder if the same applies in the the reverse. If a professional racer,
Oh, 100%, I guarantee it does.
Seems like that you would be in the middle or the left then, Brandon. Because also,
I feel like I'm pretty in the middle for sure.
I have my
Going back
last
to-
argument. I have my last argument.
All right.
It's funny that you mentioned the combat
Combat.
because I put that in my opening statement. Dom defeats Shaw, a black operative who has trained his entire life to be on a kill squad. But Dom only knows street justice because the street always wins.
That is true, though. The street does always win.
The street always wins.
Yeah. I think from your point
I'll take
of
it,
view, you're-
Jerry. I'm good. As long as you don't win, that's all that matters in this argument.
I mean, I clearly was never designed to win that. I will vote for you with you. I mean, if I could be a judge, I'll just let you win that because clearly they're both full of shit. So
We can all agree. Professional wrestling, Fast and Furious,
both unrealistic.
all unrealistic. And
I don't know if
all-
unrealistic is the right word, even. I almost feel like it's just...
Actually, I could argue that professional wrestling is way more realistic than Fast and Furious.
they both
I
require...
almost can agree with you on that. Like, what the... But it's still not realistic.
They both require a certain amount of suspension of disbelief,
That's
for
right.
sure.
That's what I was getting at, but I liked Faith better because that was the choice I made.
Yeah. A leap of faith?
That's our episode. But I guess we didn't decide anything. Evidently, Fast and Furious is unrealistic and has merit, and so does professional wrestling is unrealistic and also has merit.
Well, the sad part is the conversation, even though you just realized, you just admitted that wrestling is unrealistic. And I agreed that Fast and Furious is unrealistic. So thank you, Michael. Have a nice fucking day.
You don't understand what I'm doing. You don't understand what this is, do you?
No, I don't.
This is your wording.
But you just said it. You just said at the end of the
know.
argument, right, Judge? He said that we all came to the understanding
Right,
that
You-
Fast and Furious is unrealistic and wrestling is unrealistic, and they both take a
I
little bit.
cannot
So you
wait
actually admitted.
until we finally do a challenge and he loses like he did at golf. And it is
What?
going to
I didn't
be
lose that goal,
terrible.
actually. I mean, Ronnie. But other than that, like I drove, I did good. Like I had good shots. I didn't
Now-
lose. I think I beat you and Brandon.
If you
Definitely
say one person's the winner, then the three others are.
No, that's not how that works. Your show, your rules. There's only one loser. I'm following your rules. Right? He admitted that wrestling was unrealistic, just like Fast and Furious. Right here, we have it on camera. And,
Bye, folks.
if you look at the episodes before, he said that everyone else is a
We
winner
have to cut it at the bye, folks.
except for the one loser.
Bye, folks.
Correct, Judge?
That's correct.
Go piss on the camera.